The only time we truly care about what other people think is when we're trying to extract something from them. Hello, 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 and welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, because you are watching content like this. The name of this channel is Holistic Manifesting, because I believe in the whole body, whole mind, and whole being experience when it comes to manifesting these amazing lives that we are choosing. What I'm discussing in this video is the idea of why we care so much about what somebody thinks and what that says about us. Because you've been in different environments or different places to where you've probably overwhelmingly let yourself get consumed with what someone else actually thought of you, what someone else actually was saying about you, what someone else actually was telling other people behind your back or something like that. Even though you may not care today, we've all been in these types of situations, right? To where we might have thought way too much about what somebody was saying about us. And if we think about this, whether or not it's like showing up to like a party and you have on a certain dress or whatever, and you look a certain way, and you come into that party and you're caught up on whether or not people give you compliments, whether or not you fit in with the crowd and what everybody else is wearing, whether or not people are going to make fun of you because your dress might not be fitting exactly the way that you think it should be fitting, or you're not exactly sure, right? The only reason why these thoughts are running through your brain or running through your mind is because you are worried about extracting something from them. What you want to extract from these people is approval. You want to extract the compliments. You want to extract the comfort of feeling like you made the right choice. So instead of finding those answers within yourself, we sometimes start to project it on other people outside in other environments. So when we get too caught up into that and we start to worry too deeply about what so-and-so is saying about the way that we parent, what so-and-so is saying about the way that we do our job and all this stuff, it's because we want something from them. But we don't realize all the time that that is what's actually occurring. What we want is for them to agree with us. What we want is for them to respect us. What we want is for them to abandon whatever journey that they're on and decide that we're just great and we're beyond reproach and that we shouldn't be talking about them. What we want is for them to be quiet, even though we don't have access to controlling them and whether or not they talk or not, right? So if you walk through this life and realize that your blessings and your acceptance does not come from other people, it does not come from your neighbor over here, it doesn't come from your best friend, it doesn't come from your siblings, it doesn't come from your mom or your dad or your husband or your wife. Your acceptance does not come from those directions. It comes directly from the Creator. Your blessings, you won't even try to extract these things from other people. And you'll be able to just live in being who you are and walk around as you are. And you can let everybody off the hook. You can let them say what they want to say, talk about what they want to talk about, do whatever they want to do. And you can still walk around in your full peace because you don't need anything from them. And a lot of people get so offended if you don't need anything from other people per se. You may need different things in order to live in this world, but they don't have to come through specific people at any given time. They don't have to come through this exact person, right? And I've made those comments to people before, because whenever somebody's trying to act like their approval is everything in the world, I'm like, my approval of myself comes first. And I'm like, my blessings don't come through you. So when I walk in spaces and I'm around environments and I get connected to people, I'm not all caught up on what they're thinking, what they're saying, how they're feeling, what they're being, and all these sort of things, because at the end of the day, I know that I'm not trying to extract anything from them. Even if I'm at a job interview or something like that, say you're trying to get a contract or a new client or a job interview or something, and you go into that space and you start giving off the energy like you need them to see who you are, you need them to love who you are, then you're forgetting that a contract, a client, a job is a two-way street. You're both benefiting each other in some kind of major way. And so when you remember, when you go into the space, I don't really care if they don't like me. My whole goal is, do I like this environment? Am I feeling good in this space? Does it feel like somewhere that I want to be, somewhere that I want to continue my journey in my career or something like that, a client that I want to be connected to? When you start thinking that way, then you're tapping into your God power. You're tapping into that power that doesn't even concern whether or not other people approve of you or whether they don't, or what they're thinking about you or what they're saying about you, or whether they like what you did today or not like what you did tomorrow. None of that actually matters, because you're not needing to get anything from them in any kind of way. And so many people walk around projecting the idea of so-and-so doesn't like me. So-and-so said this about me. So-and-so don't appreciate me. They don't respect me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that you got to hang in these environments where you clearly see these things. But what you need to do on the other end is like, say, why is this so important for me? Oh, it's so important for me is because I want something from them. It's important to me because I want them to give me approval. I want them to give me respect. I want them to give me agreement. I want them to shut their mouths. I want them to see me for who I am and what I have to offer. And you'll be wasting your time with that because nobody has to do anything, right? Or even if you think you're walking into a place where you might deal with somebody and something, there's a particular benefit that you're trying to receive, whether it's a scholarship or it's a grant or for something, which is money or something like that. You're real caught up on thinking about what the people in the environment is actually thinking about you because you're trying to extract something from the connection. You're trying to receive something back. And a lot of times we don't realize that we're trying to receive something from other people. And while there's nothing wrong with inherently trying to receive things from other people or wanting to receive things through other people, what we have to remember is that it's through other people. They're not the givers and the creators and the development of whatever it is that they're sharing with us. All resources that are on this planet flow through human beings. We're simple vessels. So if we can get that in our minds, like this is one vessel, and if this one vessel is holding approval over my head, then that means that it'll be another vessel where this thing will actually work out in my life. Whether that's a different job, a different client, a different contract, a different mate, a different partner, a different friend. It's perfectly fine. And it doesn't mean that people are interchangeable. But when you are in environments where what they are doing or what they're saying about you is negative, what they're repeating about you is negative, or they're not being appreciative of you, the best way to take your power back is to remember, oh, I don't need to get anything from them. And don't be angry about it. And when you approach people like that, you're walking in your God energy. There's almost nothing they can say to you or do anything to you because they have no leverage. Because most people's leverage over you is based on they want something from me. They want my attention. They want my feedback. They want my energy. They want blah, 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 whatever it is. You can list those things down the list. But if you walk into an environment and be like, what if you say, hey, what do I have to give? What can I give to you all? What can I give to this space? What can I give to this new employment contract? What can I give to this new environment? If you keep that in mind, what can I give? Then nobody can ever catch you with your pants down worrying about whether or not you approve of them or not, because your intentions are not to get anything from them or to extract anything from the environment, specifically through them, right? So just keep that in mind. Whenever I think about how we approach other people and how we approach whether or not we get the respect or approval from other people, I always think in my mind that so many of us are caught up on what other people can do for us rather than what we can do for the environment and other people. Like how we approach those situations completely can shift the outcome. If you walk into a space and you're looking good, smelling good, feeling good, and you're like beaming, right? And you notice when you come in, like say there's women at the counter or desk. I mean, a lot of women have experienced this, so I know this is familiar. And they might look away or act like they don't see you or act like they don't want to help you or something like that. You're like, girl, I know I'm shining. Whatever. This is nonsense. So you walk in and you do that. If you come in with the mindset is like, how can I improve her day? Looks like she's kind of like, how are you doing? How is your day going? It's like, it's been busy so far for y'all. And some people will still give you stinky energy. But the idea is that you don't need to get anything from them. And they will notice immediately that you feeling good about yourself, you feeling free, you feeling happy, you feeling full of light and expansive energy is not hinged upon whether or not they say that you're cute or whether or not they say hi to you or whether or not they help you with a positive attitude. Because so many people want you to care so much about whether or not they give you something, and you don't have to want that. You don't have to need it. And people at the end of the day, they're energetic vessels. And it's not to take away from anybody's gifting or love and appreciation that they've shared in your life. But at the end of the day, we all need to remember even that about ourselves, that when we're caught up on whether or not somebody says this or does this or treats us like this or does all these things, at the end of it, at the bottom of it, and the most important aspect of it is to remember, I approached the situation like I needed something from them, right? I approached the situation from that perspective. And it's like, or you can say, or, oh, they thought that I needed their respect. They thought that I needed their appreciation. They thought that I needed their acceptance. I apologize that I gave you that impression. And just keep that in mind. Whenever we're caught up on whether or not what somebody's saying, what somebody's doing, and how they feel about us and what their impression is of us, even people do this on first dates and they get caught up on, I wonder what he thinks of me. I wonder if he thinks I'm beautiful. I wonder if he thinks I talk too much. I wonder if he thinks that I didn't talk enough. I wonder if he thought that my dress was too bright. I wonder if he thought that my dress was too boring, or what all that. That means you want something too bad from that person. You want their adoration, you want their appreciation and all that. And while there's nothing wrong with that, when it starts to cause you to be neurotic about it and you obsessing over whether or not the person's handing it over, you have to think to yourself, what is it that I want from them? What am I trying to extract from them? And then find a way to get it another place or give it to yourself. So that way you can be overflowing with it and you won't have to walk in rooms thinking, what is it that I can extract from other people? You won't have a scarce energy mindset. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.